Greetings YouTube. Today I want to talk to you about this little pedal here, the Joyo D-SEED Delay. I think this is a really awesome little delay pedal for an amazing price. I picked this one up for under 80 bucks, new. And this is just loaded with features that I don't think you'll find on any other pedal, delay pedal in this price range. And on top of that, I think it's a good delay pedal. It doesn't sound cheap, it sounds good. So we'll go over the basic functions that you get with it. It's got a mix level for your delay mix with your dry signal. It's got a mode to select between the 4 modes of delay on this pedal. It gives you a digital delay, an analog delay, a digital delay with modulation, and a reverse mode. As well, you have a time knob, although it also has tap tempo, and then it's got your feedback knob, which is the amount of signal that goes into the loop, and repeats for how loud your repeats are. And then it's got an on-off, and it's also got a channel select. So you get 2 programmable channels with this. So you can set them up to have different delays, different repeat times, different feedbacks, everything, and then you can store them and switch between them. So 2 programmable channels, 4 modes of delay, and tap tempo. And the way tap tempo works on this is you hit both pedals. One of the light will go green, which means you're in tap tempo mode. You hit it again. Now you're out of tap tempo mode, and the space between is your delay time. So with the time knob, you can go from 0 to 1,000 milliseconds, or 1 second. And with the tap tempo, you can go from 0 to 6,000 milliseconds, or 6 seconds, which is a huge amount of delay to find on a pedal. Again, I said it's under 80 bucks. Very solid, solid metal construction. Nice heavy-duty steel box. I'm not afraid to step on it at all. Like, this thing is very heavy-duty. The switches, although they look like true bypass switches, are not. It's not a true bypass pedal, but it does treat your signal very nicely. It doesn't color it a lot. It's very clean. Like, it doesn't. You wouldn't think that it's in there when it's not turned on. Very quiet. Doesn't add noise into your signal at all. It's a very nice pedal to have in your signal chain. But soft touch buttons, so you don't really have to push on them hard to activate, which is good for the tap tempo. Some people worry, oh, 2 buttons for the tap tempo. Not a problem, because they're really easy to hit, and this pedal is only maybe ½ an inch wider than a standard guitar pedal. It's not, these buttons aren't really far apart, so it's not hard to use at all. One thing I will mention is, well, I have Velcro on the back, but there's no battery compartment. This pedal only runs on your 9-volt adapter, so don't get it planning on using a battery, because you'll be very disappointed. But not a big deal, because when you get into delays and modulation pedals and stuff, you tend to use adapters anyway, because these things will usually snort down batteries really fast. So yeah, under 80 bucks, 4 modes of delay, 2 programmable channels, and tap tempo in a solid box. To me, this is a great pedal, and let's give it a listen and see what you think. Alright, so playing the Joyo D-SEED Delay today through the Blackstar HT5R combo and my SX Furion tele. And here's my tone without the pedal on. Alright, so I'm just gonna, got the knobs at 12, I'm just gonna step through each of the settings. So put it on there. The first one, we're in copy. Yeah, the mix at 12, time at 12, feedback at 12. Here it sounds like. So here's a nice clean digital delay. Sounds nice, kind of lays nice under your guitar tone at that setting. Again, the copy is your digital delay. Nice, clean, pristine copy of what you've done, which is exactly what you want. So we'll change it to the analog. So this is a digital version of their analog, and you'll hear it has that decay that you get from the analog. It's not the crystal clear that you get from the copy. Alright, so the analog lays under the mix pretty nice, like it just kind of fades into the background. It's really subtle and just nice. You hear what it sounds like. You can almost turn that one up in the, I'm just putting them on noon so you can get an idea of what they sound like, but you can turn that one up into the mix a little more just because it fades into the back so much. So it's nice, subtle delay, probably my favorite setting on the pedal. So this is the modulation setting. It's not my favorite setting. I find the modulation a little strong on it, but some of you might really like it. Here's what it sounds like. As the notes ring out, you can really hear that modulation. It stands out how strong it is. So it's not horrible for being underneath your chords, I guess. For me, like maybe if you turn it down in the mix so the modulation isn't quite as pronounced. See here, it's alright if you turn the mix down a bit. I find if it's too much in the mix, it's really strong. I'll show you the reverse. Probably my least used setting. I haven't really used it, and to be honest, I haven't really used a lot of reverse settings on other delay pedals because it's not really my thing. To me, it sounds like the delay plays a bit of what you play in reverse and then plays a little bit forward and then plays a little bit reversed again. Kind of how it sounds to me, so I'll let you hear it and you can decide what you think. can hear, it kind of sounds like it plays it in the first echo's reverse, and then it plays a bit of it forward and then in reverse again. Alright, let's put it back to the copy. And I'll show you my favorite feature of this pedal is the two channels. Okay, so you get a channel A and channel B. This is your on-off, your channel select. So when it's flashing there, it means you've altered the setting that's saved on that channel. So I'll set it right there. Right now it's mode. So if I hit this one, it saves it. So now it's saved. We're on the channel. Now if I was to move the time a bit and go back, see now it's flashing again because I've changed the setting. So if I want to accept the change setting, like say I put it there, I want to accept that, I hit that and it'll be accepted. Or I hit this and it cancels it and just reverts back to the setting that I had it at. So I'll put it there, I'll save it. So the cool thing is, so you can set up and go to channel B. Just tweak these to make sure that they're where I want them to be. Again, I'll just leave everything at 12, but now I'm on the analog mode, and I will save that. So now the cool thing is, if you're playing, especially if you're playing live or something like that, and you want a couple of different sounds without, you don't have time to reach down and tweak the knobs on it. So you can have one channel saved to an analog and one channel saved to a digital, or your modulation, your reverse, whatever you like. You get two, and then you can cycle back and forth between them, and you can set the times on them separately, or the amount of feedback of the loops, or the amount of in the mix or whatever. You can adjust it individually per channel and then save it. So here's an example, right? So this should be the analog. So there's the analog, and then I can switch. And then there's my delay. Okay, and so I can change the time too. So maybe I want really short on my digital. So I'll save that. So here it is. Kind of a springy bouncy. Then I can switch to my analog. And it's still got the delay time that I set at before. I'll switch back. So that's a really cool feature for a pedal that you can get for, say, under $100 to get a delay pedal that has two channels and tap tempo. Haven't seen a lot that can compete with this in terms of options and price. Like I said, I like the copy and the analog, the digital and the analog. That's mainly what I got it for, and then the features that it has. The fact that it has the modulation and the reverse is just kind of an added bonus, but that's not what I got it for. Alright, now the tap tempo, it's both of these together. Now, they're not heavy switches to push, they're kind of a light touch. And so you hit both of them, you have the pedal on, you'll hit both, this LED will go green, which means you're in tap tempo mode, and then when you hit them both again, it'll turn off, and that interval between is your tempo. And so I'll give you another thing is the maximum. If we crank the maximum up here, I believe it's 1 second that you can get for a delay. Okay, so that's the max you can get with the dial. If you use the tap tempo, you can get up to 6 seconds. So I'll show you how I can go longer. So we'll put it on. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now you can hear it's much longer. So as you see, you can get a lot of delay time. Like I said, when you do the tap tempo, you can get up to 6 seconds of delay. The pedal doesn't have any looping abilities in it, as I said before, so but it can give you 6 seconds of delay, so you can play up to 6 seconds, and then you can put something over top of it if you really wanted to. A couple things I'll point out, because some people have commented on it, like, you know, sometimes you like to play with delay pedals and get some funky sounds when you're tweaking the time knob. This one doesn't do that. Like if you're playing and while it's repeating, if you tweak the time knob, it doesn't give you that kind of you know, weird sound melting, warping sound. So I'll show you what I mean. So you don't get that, you know, weird kind of space effect of moving the sound, which is one of the things that's kind of fun with the delay pedal, but it's something you're not going to do if you're playing live with it anyway, because like I said, you usually don't have time to bend down and tweak your knob. Anyway, so that just to be aware that the pedal doesn't do that. Now here's the digital. If you turn the feedback up on the digital all the way, you can get some kind of funky sounds and repeating. I don't know if it's quite self-oscillating, but you can get some cool kind of effects. So here you can get kind of an oscillating thing going on with the effects. Anyway, I haven't shown you everything the pedal can do, but you know, there's endless tweaking that you can do, but that should give you an idea of how it works. I really like the digital delay, I really like the analog delay. The modulation delay, like I said, it's not my favorite. Can't change the modulation separate from the delay time. All in all, I really like this pedal. I think it offers a ton of options. Even if you took away the modulation and the reverse and just said it was a digital and analog delay with 2 channels that you could save separately and tap tempo for, I'm gonna say, under $100 bucks, it's a really good deal.